Hi gang, I've got my photo here of my husband and I to talk about how to have a successful relationship as a girl boss. Look, it's not an easy balance. I have had this question asked me a lot of times over the course of my career, so we're gonna get into it right now. Pulled in a lot of different directions. You've got family life, you've got work life, you've got a social life, you want to take care of yourself and your health at the same time. And I mean, especially if you're an entrepreneur, and I mean, then like that work life it's a big piece of the pie, you know? And so then you've got a serious relationship at home. What do you do? So first off, I want to talk about a little bit of a mentality switch that I had. Previously, I had the mentality where it was like this person should really just understand what I'm doing and where I'm coming from with everything that I want to accomplish, right? They should just get that I'm hard at work for us. If they were supportive, they would just get it, and vice versa. And you really want to change your mentality if you're finding yourself going down that road at all. You're going to want to make sure that that person is really included in your goals. So that's going to be tip number one. So we want to make sure that we're actually voicing to, you know, our significant other that like, hey, this is what I'm working on. This is what I'm working so hard on. Share with them like your short, mid, long-term goals. They're going to be so much more on board if they know exactly what you're working on and why and the vision that you see. I would forget so easily that I didn't really share where I wanted to go with what the new project that I was putting so much time into and the vision that I had, and as it was shaping and changing and I was getting excited about it, and you know, my husband or my boyfriend at the time wasn't, because I wasn't sharing that. So that is extremely important. Are you actually sharing your vision? Are you actually keeping this person in the loop? Or are you just kind of thinking that they're going to understand through osmosis? The second thing is going to be 100% focused and present when you're with this person. So this one is really crucial. So obviously we've got a big work day, we come home, and at the end of the night, you know, you're home with your husband or your boyfriend or whatever it is, and then, you know, you just continue to be on your phone. Sometimes there's work that has to be done at home. I for sure work at home, but at a certain point, whenever that work is done, it's done. So that way, when I'm hanging out with my husband and we're having dinner, then of course, like I'm really focused on him. Or the other thing too is like just mentally being there too, right? Like I really used to like mentally still be at work. So when we were hanging out, I was so focused on worrying about whatever I had to worry about at work that I wasn't focusing on him. And it's obvious, like people can tell, he can tell when you're still focused on work. You've gotta leave it at the door, or whenever that work is over, you've got to leave it behind you and you've got to focus on the rest of your life at this point, this relationship, this person in front of you. He's got to be 100% of your focus for sure. The third thing is going to be to send messages during the day. So this one, it's really taken me a while to get some stuff like this down because I'm just not really a very sappy person. And so when I think about stuff like this, I think about I've got to sit down and like take some time to construct this really sweet message. And I really didn't have to do anything like that. A lot of times I genuinely would just like type, hey, I'm thinking about you, or literally just like a Bitmoji, or even just a selfie, right? Like sometimes I would literally just take a selfie, and not like take a selfie, like take 15 selfies and then like go through an app and pick the best filter and then send the best one. Listen, you're in a serious relationship and they're gonna appreciate that you're just taking the time to say, hi. There's so many apps where you can do video, right? There's so many different like apps where you can just send just fun things where you don't have to overthink what you're sending or what you're like. It can take 2 seconds, 10 seconds, and the person just receiving it is just happy like this, right? Because you know when he gets that video, he's gonna really appreciate it. You know. I mean, how do you feel when you get a text message from your boyfriend or from your husband? Oh, I just got a text. They just feel like you're thinking about them. Oh, he's thinking about me. And this. Ooh. So it's just taking the time to do that. So I had to step out of let's make this complicated. And the last thing is picking up little things for that person on the way home. So whether it be something like you're picking up his favorite beer on the way home, or there's a favorite dessert that he really likes from a certain restaurant where you can like call ahead and order it and walk in and pick it up and go home, or whether it's like some, why are these all food related? But you get the idea, right? Like all of these have something in common. What do they all have in common? It's really just making this person feel special, cluing them in on your goals, making them feel like when you're spending time with them, you're focused only on them, taking an interest in their interests, right? Like all these things, they make that person feel special. And that's where it's at. So sometimes some of the questions that I would get about how do you successfully balance a relationship and a business at the same time, they're really rooted in this idea of like, I need more time. You don't need more time in order to make that successful. That might be a goal of yours in the future, but maybe you're still building something right now, in which case you need to really focus on the quality of time. You need to focus how this person feels related to your priorities, not based on amount, based on quality. Do they feel special? So hopefully that's helpful. I would love to hear it if you guys have some tips and tricks as well. Comment below. If you've liked the video, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe so you can see more videos. Everybody have an awesome night. We'll talk to you guys later.